Again, you are welcome back, and now we are again today live on YouTube. I am going into my next part of the lecture, upgradation of the posture consciousness part 2, and you are all with me right now discussing this wonderful consciousness. Upgradation of the posture consciousness part 2, and you are all with me right now. So great. We are right now live on YouTube and let's start the business. Okay, so let's share the screen. About the tilting your rib cage backwards and forwards from a solidly anchored pelvis. If when your pelvis is properly anchored, then you can uh, place your rib cage properly. Now here the thing is, you always have to lengthen your spine. If your spine has to lengthen, it has to grow in length like this. All right, but here the posture is actually because rib cage has tilted forward. It has this is like now shortening of spine is happening. But here, once your rib is anchored, the rib anchoring I will be teaching you in my lectures. Here, when the rib cage is getting anchored, your spine is lengthening now. So yesterday I have taught you this thing, and in the last lecture I have very clearly made how to use your power button, right? So the thing is that the power button is actually here. What you will be doing is you are just and just this is your power button. You press and punch it backwards like this. The button comes like the push is from the sleepy sternum to the back. The push is not like this, but the push is like this. You imagine that somebody is taking your zippy sternum backwards, upwards, and your back is getting lengthened, right? So this I will be teaching you in my uh, lectures of practical demonstration of how to anchor your rib cage. Now the thing is about the neck. So many people have got neck problems. The point at which the skull is supported by the spine is much more central than the occiput. Now here you see the spine is not connected here. The spine is connected here. The vertebral column is connected to the skull here at the center, not at the back. So you have to be very careful. So if you want to lengthen this spine, this thing, this thing has to move down. This thing has to move down, right? So this is your neck, tilting the head back. Here you're tilting your head back. This is your eyes, and you're tilting your head back, and this is collapsing your neck. Tilting the head back collapses the neck and results in misalignment of the spine. But if your head is little tilted down, then your neck, see the beauty here. Eyes are seeing like this, and your neck is so straight. My God, good. This is what the beauty of my demonstrations, which I wanted to tell you. You have to imagine first what I will be teaching you in my practical demonstrations. This X-ray shows a properly aligned spine with the head tilted gently forward. Head is little downwards like this, and this is the spine. This is the cervical spine, right? So straight and so nice. So my neck is little down right now. These bells represent the head. These bells represents the head, rib cage, and the pelvis. And they are tilting. So these bells are actually representing the tilt of the head, the tilt of the rib cage, and the tilt of the pelvis to demonstrate how the rotation of these body parts can affect the body's alignment. Here, if you see now, this is neck. Person is seeing upwards. Chest is in tense position, and the pelvis is backwards. So alignment is like this, wrong alignment. Here, person is seeing down, very nice. Person is not seeing down, person is seeing too much up. These are the eyes are like this. And the ribs are well anchored, too much anchored actually. And pelvis is tucked. So this is total distortion of the axis like this, which is wrong. Here, the alignment is so proper. The belts representing the head, the rib cage, and the pelvis tilt to demonstrate how the rotation of these body parts can affect the body's alignment. Look at the pelvic floor muscles. You are seeing the pelvis from behind. It is like it resembles the arrangement of hammocks. What is hammocks? Hammocks is made of ropes. It's एक झूला जो रस्सियों का बना होता है, जो रोप्स का एक झूला बना होता है जिसपे आप जाके आराम से आराम करते हैं. Like for example, if I want to show you what is hammock is, so we can just go to the net, and this is the hammocks, HAMM, hammock. This is the images of a hammock. So these are the hammocks, and our pelvic floor also looks like a hammock, right? So if you see now that the pattern of muscles in the pelvic floor resembles an arrangement of hammocks. Picture your pelvis as a bell such as this. As you move through the pelvis tilting exercise, notice how the position of your pelvis changes in the same way that these bells tilt forward and backwards. You use tucked pelvis, and this is again tucked pelvis. This is properly aligned pelvis, not even properly, a little backwards more, and this is the actual aligned pelvis. So how to get this position? This is important. Which is this position is this one. If you want to have this position, you should be standing like this. Once you're standing, all the three bells are in place, right? So this is again some exercise of how to anchor your rib cage. You can think of your rib cage as a bell, and then you just try to shift yourself backwards and forwards and see that no matter either you shift backwards or forwards, in all the positions, your back will be compressed. It is only when you are just central, properly central, that the front and the back lines are equally at length, then you will get uh, proper alignment. Means your back is not compressed only when it is central. If it is the back is too much, if you have pushed too much backwards, back is compressed. If you have too much forward, again back is compressed. But if you're proper central, then only you can feel that back is not compressed, back is lengthened. Suppose this is your front line and this is your back line. Now imagine these lines on the front and the back of your body and visualize how they lengthen and shorten as you move your rib cage. So if you see carefully, even if I move forward, my neck, my back is in tension. If it is again back, it is in tension. But just behind the straight toward one, when it is little bit forward, I'm in alignment. My front as well as my back are properly in length now. Are you getting it? So the thing is, you have to understand this thing, that you can feel your spine compress on whichever side the line is shortening. Even if the front line is shortening, your spine will be feeling, you will be feeling it as compressed. You just have to try and find that middle place where the line in the front and the back are of same length. And you should, while doing this exercise, you should keep relaxing your belly. And don't worry, this is just a theory lecture, and we will be demonstrating to you all these things. So always try to relax your belly whenever you have a confusion. Just relax your belly, and there's no need for do these exercises. I will be teaching you separately. Just this is visualization lecture, right? So while you picture the up and down movement of the chin, visualize the head as this bell. Like when you're visualizing the chin's movement, like bell. The front edge of the bell is representing the chin, and the opposite edge represents the base of the skull. So this is front part is the chin is the front part of the bell, and this part is this backwards. And imagining the top of the skull filled with the ball of sand, which is shifting with your positions, it helps to locate the point of balance where the muscles of the neck are relaxed. So this is also this exercise I will be teaching you, for which I have a special cushion, which I will be placing on my head, and that I will be teaching you that how to align your, how you get rid of your cervical issues. Like this, when I just find my balance, I just sit here, and now I'm finding my balance. See, my neck is elongated from behind. I'm seeing little downwards, and because of this sandbag, now whatever I am doing, suppose I'm making chapatis. Wait, you have to little, like slowly, what will happen is you will make a balance out of it. Okay, so the balance has to be made properly, because this is my new development, and now I am keeping, and suppose I am doing something, I am making chapati or making tea, or I am talking to you people with this you see how my axis is maintained. This is how you are actually designed to keep your axis properly. This exercise will be taught to you properly, that how to get your axis and cure your cervical problem. Because here now, what has happened is I have activated my longest colli muscle. So once your longest colli muscle is activated, you will be getting cured of cervical disease. How it will be shown to you in some of the new lectures, in practical lectures, right? So what has happened is, so this is just for visualization. I just want to teach you how I will be telling you how to cure your cervical problems and find your spinal axis, right? So the thing is, uh, these small muscles attached at the topmost vertebrae, this back muscles that attach at the topmost vertebrae and the occiput, they shorten as the chin rises and lengthen as the chin drops. So your chin should be dropping most of the times if you want to lengthen your neck, right? So gently rolling the head wheel forward in the neck sweep. So whenever you want you to cure yourself of cervical issues and improve your neck health, gently rotate your neck down. Just a sweep, just a sweep, right? So the thing is, if and for your neck to be healthy, the girdles around the neck should also be healthy. And I will be teaching you how to maintain your triceps muscle, how to maintain your deltoid muscle, how to maintain your pectorals, and how to make your uh, rhomboid strong, right? So these are the muscles of the shoulder girdle which you should make strong to keep your neck healthy. That has to be taught to you in my lectures, which I will be teaching you, but this is just a visualization. Uh, Now see here, the clavicle stabilizes the shoulder girdle and distributes weight in the same way. This yoke, which is this yoke, this is the yoke, provides stability so this woman can more easily carry her burden. So जो डंडी है ये एक्चुअली क्लेविकल का काम कर रही है. क्लेविकल भी यही काम करती है, हमारी जो आर्म्स है उनको कैरी करवाती है बॉडी के ऊपर, लाइक दिस बैलेंस. Clavicle stabilizes the shoulder girdle and distributes weight in the same way. So if your clavicle muscles of shoulder girdle are well made, your neck will be carrying not much of uh, ill-distributed weight. Means the neck will become more stable if your shoulders and shoulder girdle have become strong. So pulling the shoulders down distorts the shoulder girdle, restricts mobility, and puts a drag on the trapezius and levator scapulae muscles. If your shoulders are down a little more, so your anatomy of the shoulder girdle is distorted and your neck will be in tension. Lifting the shoulders or rolling them forward like this breaks the angle of the collaterals and tightens the muscles. So if you lift the shoulders as forwards and upwards, it will break the angle of the collarbone and it will tighten the muscle, and again you will have cervical issues. But when the collarbone is placed in its solid yoke-like position, like this, muscles are elastic and shoulders are level and able to enjoy the full range of motion. My shoulders are right now fully aligned. You can see this. They are proper. They're little back, right? How to now get the alignment? Just keep the shoulder little forward, little up, and more behind. This shoulder also little forward, little up, more behind. And once you have done this, you can see your shoulders are so nicely aligned properly. So once the shoulders are properly aligned, they look so nice, so nice. So my neck is right now getting relieved of all the stresses because my axis is maintained. See, I am taking your seminar for past 14 to 15 minutes, but I have not. My neck is so stable right now, and The longest colli muscle, which I will be showing you in my lectures, is getting more stronger and stronger. And my, if now I am taking my neck from here to here, it is not falling down. It has got, because my axis has stabilized now. You can see it is not falling down. That is the beauty. Once you have found your correct axis, this will become like in air. It is right now in air because it is getting the push from the mother earth, not from myself. So it is like it is not being carried on me. It is in air because I have found my axis. So the beauty is, and all your neck pains, if suppose somebody was having severe neck pain and he found his axis, within 5 minutes his pain will go off. This you have to learn. This is the mastering the sense of the gravity, which all of you have to master. Uh, so the thing is, uh, you see this photo of a young chimpanzee reveals a shoulder mechanism. The shoulders of the chimpanzee are like our shoulders, and you see how strong they are because they are well aligned. This is not a surprising because chimpanzees and humans share more than 98% identical DNA. And in the same way, when the childs are very young, their shoulders are so aligned and so proper, then they can also climb like those chimpanzees because they are properly aligned. But as in the time passes and your shoulders start drooping forward, you start developing cervical disease, then you cannot climb like this. Your shoulders will not be that strong. So we have to align our shoulders properly because if you see chimpanzees shoulders are always backwards. How to know that is to just open this PowerPoint, that the shoulders of the chimpanzee are actually a little behind. See here, chimpanzee, the shoulders of chimpanzee, if you see carefully, the shoulders of the chimpanzee are behind, 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 behind. Even when perfectly aligned, your shoulders are also behind. Here also, this is when he's walking downwards, but once he starts aligning up, his shoulders are a little back. This is back shoulders. This is well aligned man, his shoulders are back. But here now the problem starts when shoulders come in front. So this teaching is basically again to tell you to that human shoulders are a little back. The depiction here shows how bulky muscles could bind the free movement of the shoulder. There's so many bulky muscles, and they're binding the free movements of the shoulder. And the the mm, mm, I just have to see once more. Wait. So the thing is, we have missed out something, I think. Mm, where is this thing? So I will be sharing you my this thing again. Actually, uh, you go and just I wanted to show you that the shoulders of the chimpanzee are actually backwards. Mm, if you see carefully here, look at here. The shoulders of the chimpanzee, they are backwards, 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 backwards. Still, this man is walking with shoulders little backwards, backwards. This is a proper aligned man. When chimpanzee started walking tall, his shoulders were little behind shoulders. And when this properly aligned man started bending, his shoulders little forward, more forward, and you have become this now. That's why you all have cervical issues. This you have to understand. Only if you understand this thing, then only you can uh, correct yourself. So, uh, see here, this depiction shows how bulky muscles could bind the free movement of the shoulders. So many bulky muscles are binding the free movements of the shoulder. The shoulder blades seen here from the back, shoulder blades here seen from the back, rest on the back of the rib cage and move in sync with the clavicle and top of the arm bone. So clavicles are actually placed little behind. They're resting on the backward thing. So which means God has made our shoulders behind. Right. So I think it's clear to you now. Visualize the shoulder blades as two hands on your back. Shoulder blades are two hands on your back as shown here. So remember, your shoulders are more backwards. This is problematic shoulders. Shoulders dropped forward of rib cage. Shoulders dropped forward of rib cage. These shoulders will cause cervical problems, and aligned shoulders resting on the top of the rib cage, they are a little backwards, and now there is no cervical problem. Look at this depiction. Note how this is the happy dog. Happy dog stance on the left is neither pulled forward with unnecessary tension or collapsing. So it is just pulled, little pulling, but not backwards, not forward. There's no unnecessary tension. The person is well aligned and happy. But this is so much of tension here, the tense dog, and this is drooping down without any pull, and unsupported dog and sad dog. So you should be like this always. The green dots identify the contact points of the imaginary puppet strings maintaining an aligned body. The green dots here. These identify the contact points of the imaginary puppet strings maintaining an aligned body. These are the imaginary puppet strings which are maintaining the alignment of the body. You have to. This is for your visualization. Look at these photographs. Photographs from around the world reveal how mothers in many cultures employed, and in some cases both parents continue to employ, practices that preserve the integrity of the baby's spine, even if they were unaware that this is what they are doing is absolute correct. These people have kept their babies with the baby's spine is properly aligned, aligned and aligned. Beautiful practices, cultural practices. But did you practice this with your children? I doubt it. This is the wrong thing is these two children have become so collapsed that they actually sit on their sacrum and tailbone rather than the front edge of the sits bones. Their spines are severely deformed in this position. Look at this lady. The spine is gone. This boy collapsed. Sad dog stands like this. So most children spend hours each day, their spines curled and collapsed, sitting in front of television and computer screens. Added to this is the fact that the chairs they sit in, both at the home and at school, and the height of the screen and the keyboard often force them to sit in the ways that only exacerbate the problem. Shoulders should be back. Neck is not proper, wrong. And here, if you use a small wedge, which I will be teaching you in my stack sitting lectures, that if you use a little upliftment, like I am using right now, because I am sitting here on a chair, and if you see carefully, I'm right now sitting on a chair, and how I have made it is uh, the this. If you see carefully, I am using pillows to sit actually. This is how I am aligning myself. This is the proper alignment which I have used. And right now I am aligned so properly that I am enjoying my uh, pelvis as tilted downwards little, and I'm so much aligned that now even I am even I am standing, I am seeing like this, I'm seeing like this, I'm doing dance, and anything I'm doing, this has got aligned properly. My axis is aligned, my neck is in proper position. So guys, this is what I'm right now in a meditation. I'm in a bliss, enjoying my axis of spine. I'm enjoying the sense of gravity. It's great. So the thing is, uh, most children spend. You can use a small wedge to align yourself properly. Uh, Note how the red line depicting the central axis is almost perfectly centered in the first two individuals. This is central, and you can easily imagine such a line equally centered on the bodies of the remaining two individuals. Central line, great. These peoples epitomize aging gracefully. Such a nice posture, so proper, so proper. This old lady, look at this old maybe 90-year-old lady. My God. So this woman's age is unknown. This woman is 72 years old, so smart. I mean, you can say so sexy. A comparison of these two women provide a dramatic example of how differently one can age depending on skeletal alignment. So proper, free of diseases, full of diseases, improperly aligned spine. Without the support of aligned bones, skeletal system gets collapsed, and that defines your aging. So whether after the age of 50 I will be looking aged or not will depend on how my uh, alignment to the spinal axis is. This is 92-year-old man, 85-year-old, proper alignment, and look at them, no alignment. Stretching done improperly can be detrimental to our future health, and by destabilizing joints and building unnatural ways of moving. This is disc prolapse, disc prolapse, disc prolapse, crushing of spine, disc prolapse, wrong. Look at here. My God. The most beneficial forms of the exercise are those that work with the body, not against it. By reinforcing the most economical and efficient ways of moving, inhabiting the body in this natural way is the best kind of anti-aging medicine that is available. So these exercises improve our alignment. Tai Chi, Kung Fu. This 80-year-old lady, look at her doing Tai Chi. The fluidity and the strength that comes from the ki energy relies on skeletal alignment along the axis, essential to open channels through which the ki can move. Again and again, this has been the overlooked feature that makes this innate energy available to all healthy humans. In the same way, it is this 76-year-old woman. So when we will do the smile Tai Chi, the Samwong and the Samwanda properly with the alignment, you can imagine how our powers will increase and the Tai Chi will be like. When you start aligning yourself, when you are aligned, the energy will flow properly. Energy. energy because I'm aligned right now and energy is moving through my body. So the thing is, when we have to align ourselves, it is important to get the proper knowledge, which right now you're getting. The image on the left is in a tense dog stance. This is improper alignment, greatly arching the spine. In the image on the right, the pelvis and the rib cage relationship is intact, tethered in place by an engaged core. This allows for stability of the spine as it climbs up the back. Look at it. This allows for the stability of the spine as it climbs up the back. This is engaged core, proper aligned. The core is active. Head, shoulders, the hips, all are aligned, and the weight is going like this down. Such a great alignment. These are the pictures from the dance of hula dance. So these people, through they integrate their mana and the bodies, and they do dance in proper alignment, that their energy increases to a dramatic levels, and they do meditative dance like this when they're aligned properly. Look at them, they're aligned. These superbly trained dancers of Halahu Wiki reveal the true majesty of the human body that is available when aligned with axis and move from the core. Traditional Hawaiian culture through dance, song, and chant has always recognized and revered this profound human connection with the natural world. They're using their core strength and they are elongating their spine that is never displaced during the movements. Look at the movements. Look at it. Spine is still aligned. They're sitting down. Alignment, alignment. Look at the posture. Bending to stretch from an unmoving pelvis causes shortening and compression in front of the spine. So pelvis is tucked, straight part, and your spine is compressed. Wrong. When bending is initiated by rotating the pelvis forward, like this. When bending is initiated by rotating the pelvis forward at the hip socket with the spine remaining elongated. When the spine remaining elongated and free of compression, strength in the core stabilizes and protects this trunk of the tree. Here, this is called as hip hinging. Hip hinging, it will be separate practical lecture you will be. Here you see the spine is straight. Here you see the spine is straight. My God, this is the beauty. So this is what I wanted to teach you properly. Notice that each of these individuals, babies and the 80-year-old woman, are bending by rotating the pelvis and not curving their back. Back is straight. Straight back. Straight backs. Babies have such a strong instinct when they are young that when they learn newly that and how they have aligned to the gravity axis, they never bend wrong. But it is by seeing the tensions of others in our culture, we start distorting ourselves. But as a natural instinct, when we are aligned to the gravity axis, we usually bend properly. When bending, the goal is to begin the position on the left, proper position, and end in the position on the right. Notice that the spine is elongated at all the times. Notice how the three of these individuals maintain a straight spine that neither arches and nor bends. The skeleton as the framework of support for all the body's systems. The skeleton supports the muscles, skeleton supports the heart, skeleton supports the arteries and the veins, skeleton supports the abdomen, and skeleton supports the nerves. Compare the orderliness of the body systems with that of a properly functioning car engine. Both must be well maintained in order to function properly. These body systems as well as this car engine must be maintained properly. What is sciatica pain and what is a herniated disc? When your spine is not properly aligned, you start developing contractures because it is falling down. They start like when you are elongated and aligned properly to a gravity axis, your spine is properly aligned. Then your discs are farther away from each other. But when you are not aligned and the spine starts compressing, the disc gets compressed and they bulge out from places and compress the nerves exiting from that place, and the sciatica pain develops. These people likely spent many years with misaligned posture, resulting in the spinal deterioration you now see. These people have spent many years with misaligned postures and resulting in spinal deterioration you now see. These are various conditions. Kyphosis. These are three postures. This is sloughed posture, this is tense posture, and this is aligned posture. So kyphosis happens due to this posture. Lordosis happens due to this posture. Sciatica pains due to this or this posture. Spondylosis is due to this or this posture. All these disease develop due to these two wrong postures. So which develop due to which is given in this chart, and this chart is here again given, you can read it. But the thing is, if you are aligned properly like this, you will not develop any of the back problems. Your consciousness has risen now, guys. So the thing is now, I'm just relaxing a little bit and maintaining my balance, trying to get my balance point. So the diaphragm as the primary muscles of respiration requires that the rib cage to which it attaches is in a naturally aligned position so that it can contract and relax naturally with each breath. So you should know this. The diaphragm can only work properly if your rib cage is properly aligned and in a relaxed way. Diaphragm also should relax. The tension in the back that accompanies lifting the chest cage. This is lifting the chest cage and the tension is coming in the back. Rib cage wheel rolling backward. And this, if you are too much tense like this position, you see, means when you stand, when you are like this, popping out tension in the back, what happens is actually the tension in the back comes and it affects your sympathetic nervous system, and also now back is here, the axis of the back spine is the axis of the spine is like this, back is like this, and here the stomach is here, and this vertebrae now can impinge on the stomach and can cause obstruction of the gastroesophageal sphincter, which can cause reflux diseases. But if you're properly aligned, stomach is relaxed here. So what happens if you are overcorrecting yourself, mostly by like many of the army persons do, the pinching of the valve that at the entrance of the stomach by the spinal processes causes a gastric reflex. So you should be aligned properly, because many times it is not only the food which causes the gastroesophageal reflux disease, means burping and too much of acidity. It may be sometimes due to spinal malalignment. And what happens? We have so many great arteries which supply the brain actually. The carotid arteries along the front and side of the neck and the vertebral arteries supply blood to the neck, head, face, and the brain, distributing nourishing oxygen to the billions of neurons. And if your neck is not properly elongated, if your neck is not properly elongated, these arteries have the properly lengthened neck and there's free flow of blood to the brain. But if vertebral artery or spinal arteries, if these are not properly aligned, what happens is this is what ladies do in a beauty parlor. This is called a beauty parlor syndrome. And they compress their neck. And you see here, this neck is properly lengthened and there is free flow of blood supply to the brain. But once in the beauty parlor, all you ladies, you must be going into your beauty parlors and you do you know what when she does you like this, what happens? Your all blood supply cuts off. And you may even die or you may even get a bad vertigo means चक्कर आ जाएंगे आपको तो ऐसा मत कीजिए ब्यूटी पार्लर का जो पोज है इसको आपको छोड़ देना चाहिए. This is again beauty parlor pose. Children are compressing and this lady is compressing her neck and this is wrong. And this is how the this lecture actually is so nicely made. And now I want to discuss to you people about the meditation in my next lecture, that how posture is related to the meditation actually. And till then, guys, you see, I'm sitting on my chair with this sandbag which has find the axis and I can dance. I can do whatever activity I want to do, right? So I have alignment and I'm feeling so great. My shoulders are aligned properly. And you see how I am sitting here on pillows properly made. And just to tell you that you can also start doing like this. And thank you so much, guys. Thank you.